buy that because they got the money and they have NFL players. So, yes, I'll buy.
And the games that they're not playing also helps them.
Yeah.
NC State's going to make a bunch of early noise, portal heavy, including a new look backfield, new wideouts, a bunch of new pieces there.
Here's my problem. Everything you just said, it's so much unknown. The turnover at NC State, and look, Doran has done a great job there. But, man, are they going to be able to reload this thing again? I'm a major question mark on NC State, and I'm a major one on Kentucky. And they got your guy, Fratzenberger, or whatever his name is, the quarterback. What's his name?
Vandergriff.
Fratzenberger. Whatever. But, like, these schools specifically, those are two where I go, man, I have no idea what they're going to be.
Well, this to say what he's saying, early noise, yeah, it depends on this is one of the years that you want to play the easiest non-conference games to kind of ease all of your new players from the portal into your system. This isn't the year where you want to go out and play the really tough ones. So, yes, if you got 3 cupcakes on your schedule, it's going to look very easy, and you're going to look like a contender instead of a pretender.
Yeah, here's what they have. Western Carolina, Tennessee, Louisiana Tech, and then Clemson. First 4.
The Warriors from Ruston, Louisiana. You know who plays for La Tech? DeColdis Crawford.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he left LSU. He's down at La Tech. DeColdest.
Back during the HVAC days.
Yeah, exactly.
They need AC down there, too. It's hot in Ruston. I've been there before.
Next one here, Miami hits the over on its win totals. We're looking at maybe 10-2. This is the most talented group Cristobal has had during his tenure. Schedule sets them up for success during the first month.
My problem is Mario Cristobal. After I saw the coaching malpractice last year, I can't help you.
Mario, think James Franklin of Florida.
Yes, except
can I give myself one?
Yes, 100%.
The Big Ten schedule could torch UCLA. UCLA plays LSU, Oregon, Penn State over consecutive weeks. Then they have to deal with Nebraska, Iowa, USC, and Washington.
Well, UCLA is just not good this year. So I think no matter who they were playing, they were going to be a bad team. But coming into a brand new coach, because your old coach just quit on you and said, I'd rather be an OC. I hate all. He's basically Mike. I hate all of this. I just want to coach football. So UCLA, anybody who has them, it's almost a homecoming game. You want to play UCLA, and I think you want to play USC as well this year because neither team's going to be as good.
Mike Elko, set up for success in year 1, assembled a star-studded cast of transfers to ensue 2024.
My problem at A&M usually has less to do with the coach and more to do with how many cooks are in the kitchen. I mean, they should win.
On fire right now.
You know what I'm saying, though.
No, you're right. It's one of the – they have talent, but they just can't get out of their own way because everybody wants credit for rebuilding A&M.
It's also a lot like Michigan. It's very culty. It's weird. It's a weird place, man. I don't like A&M.
That press conference was kind of crazy.
Hey, let's hold hands and sway and sing. And Elko's like, I'm being held hostage. Help me.
And now let's pass the mic over to you, Elko. Sing.
Up next, Josh Groban.
Words and things.
Help me.
This one about West Virginia. They're apparently going to be very underrated this year. They're going to wear the underrated crown.
No, they will. Green, their quarterback, is a good dual threat guy. Lots of experience on the O-line. They pound the rock. Neil Brown got it together. He saved his job just in time. And, yeah, I can buy it.
So they'll be the sneaky good team in the Big 12?
The two that I like in the Big 12 from a sneaky standpoint is UCF and West Virginia.
Because Texas and Oklahoma gone, somebody's got to take over.
These two play physical. They're going to line up. They're going to pound it. And like a lot of teams, they're not built for it. Big 12's like, woohoo, I'm in Vegas. We're throwing it all over the place. And dead. 38 straight runs.
Early slate results in an upset, at least one major upset. North Dakota State at Colorado, Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, Wisconsin, USC at Michigan.
Hold on. Slow them down. What do you got now?
North Dakota State at Colorado, Clemson and Georgia.
They'll win that one.
All right, Clemson and Georgia.
No. Georgia will win that one.
Alabama at Wisconsin.
You know what? Alabama will win, but it won't be as pretty as they think.
And USC at Michigan.
No, Michigan will win that. USC's no good. So Colorado. No, I mean, Mike, they had no defense, and now their quarterback is gone, and their receivers are gone. They're literally hitting the reset button. And if you took off the helmets and the colors and you just put them in black and white jerseys, you wouldn't be giving them as many. Not you, but people wouldn't give them the props. It's just you see USC and you just say, oh, well, they're going to be good. No, not really.
He wins.
This will start to enter the conversation. Is Lincoln Riley overpaid? Questioning Riley and how USC would look in a more difficult Big Ten.
Yeah, I got to see what they adapt, what they look like. I mean, if this is a clown car and he's 7-5, heat's on next year. I think the move to the Big Ten really took away a lot of my optimism for Lincoln.
If you can't play defense in the Big Ten, especially when the weather turns and then you're not playing in California, you know, teams like a Wisconsin or Iowa just run the ball, Michigan, just run the ball down your throat because you can't stop them. Yeah, he's going to look highly overpaid, and he's going to look like his team's not prepared for this conference.
And the last one here, Clemson moves closer to relative obscurity. His program hasn't reached the playoffs since 2020, refusing to adapt. That's going to be a big problem for Clemson.
I'm going to say this for a different reason than him, and I will cede the floor to him.
Now, you take your time because this is too easy for me.
No, and it's easy for me. I don't have to even get to the Dabo portion. Klubnik sucks. You don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. I don't care if you were 5-star 2-3 years ago. I've seen nothing from Cade Klubnik to suggest he's high level.
So
that's, for me, what matters.
Excellent point. If you're still talking about your high school career 2 or 3 years after you're in college, it means you're not a good quarterback. If you're a good quarterback, you're talking about the previous season. If you're a great quarterback, you're talking about how you led the conference. But if you're still saying, well, so-and-so was a 5-star out of high school, it means you're bad.
And David said it back here. I mean, if you don't use the portal, you're not going to even be able to fix that as a problem. So it just compounds on top of itself.
Agree.
It's almost like he is going to show you, I'm going to win. I'm going to do it on my terms. And then he's going to go full Brad Holmes with receipts at his championship press conference. Remember when you guys said I couldn't do it? Look at this trophy.
And that is your college football blitz.
All right, 4 o'clock. Great to have you. Odyssey.com Rewind. You missed anything? We opened up. Biggest story in the college football world today, and it's a giant circus. You can go back and listen to that. We're talking a little bit now. Cookies did a nice job this morning with a topic, and it kind of built off of something we did. And it was interesting of if you have to trade Scooble or Cade, who is it? And we've gone through the financial ramifications of both. Clearly, both teams are rebuilding. Clearly, Tigers are closer. But I think it's fascinating. I mean, you could make a case you should trade both. And look, none of us are, I don't view trading Scooble as pulling the plug on anything. The reality is your offense largely pulls the plug. When you score 5 runs, you're the best team in baseball. When you score 4 or fewer, you're the worst team in baseball. It has nothing to do with the pitching. The pitching top to bottom. And credit to Scott Harris. The pitching's good enough. So if you're not going to sign Scooble, why don't we supercharge this thing? Create a bidding war. I don't know. Have Scott Harris do his job. That's what you're hired to do. The shrewd, elite executives create market. And when there's a good market, they make it a great one. And when there's a great one, you make it a legendary one. But that was Al Avila's failing. Al would roll out and just tell you, well, nobody wants Castellanos. What do you want me to do? And you're like, all right, that's not really how that works. But it's so we're just talking through it. Let's hear what the people have to say. And the Cade Cunningham thing, look, you're blowing this thing up potentially. New president, you could name a new GM and coach. You're not winning with him, and you have to pay him $5 at $270. He's eligible for the extension. So who would you rather move? And if you don't want to move one, you're not wrong. Nobody's thrilled about trading either. But I think it's an interesting conversation because you can make the case for both. We'll go to Sean, 97.1. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
Hey, I got 2 takes. So isn't signing Scooble kind of like the Jared Goff deal? I mean, aren't we just taking that piece of the puzzle and super gluing that sucker to the table? And then we can just focus on getting, okay, we got our ace. Let's get some hitting. And then my other take, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not a diehard basketball fan.
Yeah.
But if you look at your gambling app, no one on our team averages 3 3-pointers a game. Why aren't we throwing the ball down to Duran and letting him do some work down there? Maybe I'm a dinosaur in this aspect.
No, you're okay. Sean, you're not wrong to think that.
No.
The problem is he doesn't have any moves, and that's really not what anybody, not named Nikola Jokic, does.
That style doesn't really fly in the NBA anymore. Like if in the 90s, now, no.
Here's the thing. If you have a guy who's got some ability, it's a different conversation, but that's never been Duran's game, nor likely will it be. So here's the other problem. I want to go back to your Scooble take. You're not wrong, but I want you to think about the economics of it. Let's say you sign him, and let's say you sign him early. He's got a couple of years of ARB left. Let's say you floated 8 at $250, and he takes it.
Yeah.
All right, there's a $250 million commitment the organization's going to make. Okay. Then you say, let's get some bats. Well, let's look at this offseason. I mean, Chapman was a 1-year deal. He's going to opt out. $18 million. Bellinger, 80. JD, 15. You will be asking Chris Ilitch to go out and essentially add roughly $75 million a year to payroll. I would need to see it to believe it. Versus if I deal Scooble, I'm 65 under league average. I'm going to trust my scouts and Scott Harris to land me cheap, controllable, elite positional prospects that are ready to play.
Right.
So now I have a ton of money to backfill Scooble leaving. Let's say we sign Flaherty. I have money to then go out and pick one veteran bat to really insulate this young core. The economics of moving him make more sense. Now, hey, Sean, if Chris Ilitch comes out and says, listen, we're cracking the piggy bank open. We're spending. I'm tired of losing. That's a different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But I haven't heard.
I mean, you got as a Detroit fan, that's what you got to hope they do, right? Like, let's do it. Let's go. I mean, ain't that what we're all saying, I guess?
I'm with you, but Sean, here's the problem. No,
you're not in the office.
No, and you're not wrong. But the problem fans This is where I always laugh. You get a certain, not a majority, but you get a certain amount of fans in any fan base. And I'll never understand why they defend billionaires who wouldn't spit on them if they were on fire. They defend these owners like they're coming over to Thanksgiving dinner. And the refrain you always hear is, well, why would you own a team if you didn't want to win? Because A, you got stuck with it when your dad died, and B, you
highly profitable.
And you make money. Like, Chris Ilitch didn't buy the team. He inherited the team. And second of all, it makes money. You don't have to win. Did Daniel Snyder make money owning the Washington football franchise, and did he win? Well, he sure as hell made money, and he sure as hell didn't win.
It's why I call it billionaire welfare.
That's it.
Because they're going to get those checks regardless of whether they win or lose.
Your owner wanting to win is a separator. Now, some owners who don't really care and they hire smart people and let them be smart, you can win. But generally speaking, it helps if you have a fan running your team. Now, look, is it working with the Mets with Steve Cohen? No. He's a super fan. He's super aggressive, and it's blown up in his face.
Jerry Jones. It worked early.
Right. Also
now,
a bit problematic.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, and especially in a sport like baseball where it seems like 2/3 of the teams aren't trying, man, could it really benefit you?
It really seems that way.
Feels that way.
It does.
Let's go to Chuck, 97.1. Chuck, how you doing?
Shower.
Right.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Chuck?
All right. So by default, to answer your question, I would say trade Scooble. I trust them making those decisions much more than I trust the Pistons. Really why I'm calling. I cannot take the trade Cade conversations much longer because I just think Cade is the best. Just if you look at basketball IQ, how to play the modern game, he is the best player we have had on our team in probably like 25 years. And we drafted him number 1 overall. Like, we don't get that chance very much, as evident by the last draft lottery. I'm fine trading whoever else. Ivy, that's fine. Duran, he's young, but I would still get rid of him. Cade just needs a bucket getter, needs a bad dude. I want Miles Bridges.
All right, let me everything you said up to Bridges, I want to tell you, you're right.
I know. I didn't want to ruin your day.
No, you're okay. You're right with everything you said. Understand, I agree with it. The problem resides, he is eligible for his extension. It's going to be 5 at 270. And you have to ask yourself, can I see this thing through by the time he's going to be a free agent? Can I show him enough? And can I have the Pistons back to that going to work era, Chuck, before he does what Durant did to OKC or he does what stars do and they go, I'm not staying here. I gave you 7-8 years of my career. Chuck, I don't have that answer. You're not wrong. It's just I don't know if there's a way out. I need to see who they're going to get. Now, look, the Miles Bridges thing, I'll leave to Rico. He's all aboard that train. I'm not. I think the guy's human garbage, and I want nothing to do with him, especially after you settled a front office situation that went off the rails.
No, I think he is too. But you're right. We need to see who's going to be making these decisions, and that's why I'm going to be very stressed out this offseason with the Pistons. And my favorite soup is chicken lemon rice. Have a great day, guys.
Chuck, I would simply say this. Last year, I was willing to give Miles another shot at this. Did I lose you guys? Okay.
You know what? Try that again, Rico.
Sometimes, man, the callers really are a delight, I have to tell you. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. Rico, take him to church.
Let's talk about the Chevy dealer in the area that's leading the way. It's Hamilton Chevrolet in Warren. Rev up and drive with unbeatable deals at Hamilton. Andrew Pavlik and his sales staff, You want to be a Chevy dealer? It's time to hit the road in style. Hamilton is your go-to destination for top-notch vehicles and savings, sleek, powerful cars ready to conquer the roads, and Hamilton Chevy has them all, from the fuel-efficient compacts, rugged SUVs, and yeah, even for those sunny, hot Michigan days, they got convertibles. They got wheels to match your lifestyle, and with Hamilton, you know you're getting excellence. It's not just about selling cars, it's about delivering an unmatched driving experience. And you know what? Take advantage of the May Rico deal. A 2024 Chevy Equinox, $279 a month for 24 months. Yeah, I said that right. $279 a month for 24 months. You walk in with $995 down, you drive off with 10,000 miles a year. The best deals are found at 14 Mile and Mound. Go see my guys at Hamilton for details. More at HamiltonChevy.com. Chevrolet together, let's drive.
When it comes to an IRS collection or audit, you need a law firm that specializes in the resolution of all kinds of tax problems. You need Maurice and Jerry. You need Abraham and Rose. It's simple. They're not some tax organization that's a phone service. These are brick and mortar guys. These are experienced lawyers who have brought cases and represented cases before the Supreme Court. They are the best in the game. They'll save your time and hopefully your money. Visit abrahamandrose.com today or call 248-539-5040, and you will never have to personally deal with the IRS again. All right, we'll get to the phones here momentarily. I got to ask Kenny a question. Kenny, if I may, before we round out this topic, are you aware who's representing the Western Conference in the NHL Western Conference?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you name 2 teams for me?
I would say the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars.
Who runs the Edmonton Oilers?
Do you want the real answer or the?
No, I know what you're going to do because God forbid.
I'm not going to do it. But
no, I know what you're going to do.
The
You're
GM
gonna
of
say,
the team is Ken Holland.
Right, but you're going to say Kenny Holland has no power and they didn't renew his contract and blah, 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 blah.
And he's going to Columbus, yeah.
Right, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact is we wanted him launched out of a cannon and we all hated his guts by the time he was gone.
Yeah, big time.
And yet they're on the precipice of the Stanley Cup Finals. And we haven't so much as drank from the chalice of a playoff berth with Superman, his replacement, Steve Yzerman. Does that bother you at all that you have to look at his face or see his name?
The second half of that, I think, bothers me more, the Steve Yzerman part, but not the Ken Holland part.
You're happy for Ken Holland's success.
I never said happy for Ken Holland.
You won't be actively rooting against him because you don't want to see him hoisting the cup.
I actually kind of want to see Connor win a cup. He's the best player in the world. He deserves a Stanley Cup.
So you want Kenny Holland to have a ring before you have a playoff puck drop?
Wow. That's not what I want.
Well, that's what it sounds like, Kenneth.
I want Connor to have
you
a
just
ring.
took him to church right there.
It's not even about that.
Tell me what it's about.
I'm not rooting against Ken Holland. I'm not rooting for Ken Holland. Ken Holland is a barnacle on that ship. He doesn't matter. He doesn't do anything. If he gets a ring as a consequence of Connor McDavid driving a team to a Stanley Cup final and winning,
can I tell you
so
something?
be it.
I want to say this in a serious
This
manner.
sounds like I left her.
I want to say this.
I did leave her. I said it first.
I want to say this in a serious manner. Kenny is addicted to a drug, and it's called copium. See, you are coping hard. Rico just nailed it. Well, I left her. No. She slept with 17 guys in front of your face. Then you finally got kicked out of the house.
I have no feelings towards Ken Holland. I haven't thought about Ken Holland since he started bringing in people like Duncan Keith to Edmonton for some reason. I was like, oh, good. He's doing the Holland thing.
Can we do this? Are there 5 hockey elite driving around right now who'd like to weigh in on this? Kenny, I want to know. People, I want to know if Kenny's telling us the truth. Because I'm sorry. I'm the type of spiteful SOB that, like, Ken Holland, in my mind, helped drive this thing into Middle Earth with that stupid streak. I don't care if he was doing the old man's bidding or not. The point I'm making is the fact that Kenny Holland gets to wake up in the morning and enjoy work upsets me. I don't want to hear this whole, well, he doesn't have power. Well, he's going to Columbus. You know where he might be going, Kenny? To a parade. He may win a Stanley Cup, and we were all horned up to hire his replacement, and we were bringing in Jesus on Ice, not the musical, the GM. And we haven't so much drank from the chalice of a playoff game, and Kenny Holland, well, might win a Stanley Cup. That doesn't bother you?
No,
I got a hard time believing that, Mr. Copium.
He's a figurehead. He didn't have much to do with this, and he's already fired. They didn't renew his contract.
Copium.
You know, I left her. Okay? She didn't leave me.
Another crisis in this country, opioids and copioids. You, man, please. That just irks me. David, what do the ticket techs have to say? I'm stuttering over here. I'm so upset with Kenny.
Yeah, I'm just going to go straight in order from how they came in. The Oilers have Connor McDavid. Ken Holland did what? It's all Connor. Correction, Ken Holland didn't get the Oilers to where they are at. Connor McDavid.
There's no correction. I didn't say that. I said he gets to wake up with a boner and enjoy his life. I don't want Ken Holland happy. I want Ken Holland sad. I want him sad with an upset stomach.
But right now, he may be moving into a mansion, and you're still struggling.
Yeah, I don't care if he's a figurehead. It doesn't matter. He's, real effing good. He's in the Western Conference Finals. We're out here selling furniture to make the car note.
Facebook Marketplace.
oh man, the copium is strong in this town.
It is. Haven't thought about Ken Holland for a second. Don't care about him. Oh my gosh. It's McDavid and Leon driving them to a cup. Not Holland, but he is a loser still. Todd in Ann Arbor.
Is his name on the cup?
It will be.
Does he get a ring?
He
does
does.
the creepy guy with the bad haircut and the white gloves hand him the cup? You people are having a straw man argument.
And have you made the playoffs since he left?
Here, let me help you. We haven't tasted a playoff game. This dude might be sipping champagne out of the cup. That's not right.
I'm with Kenny. Hockey elite here. I want to see Connor win. Jay and Canton, who cares about him? Wow. Someone else. Kenny's right. No one cares about Ken Holland.
Okay, so just so we're
What's
clear.
wrong with these people?
No, I think it's copium. That's all it is. It's a drug. It numbs them.
Can't one simply just not care?
No,
because I
I'll tell you
simply
why.
don't care.
I'll tell you why. You cannot care when you're sitting in your big, well-insulated, beautiful home. But once a hurricane comes in and blows it to the ground and you don't have clean underwear and you live in the street, you probably care. You are, in fact, sitting in your underwear in the street as a Red Wing fan. Ken Holland is still in a really nice house. I don't care if he's nothing more than a team mascot.
I'll tell you this, though. For year after year after year, him getting bounced out of the playoffs after he left Detroit, that was satisfying. I enjoyed that.
Wait. So that's satisfying, but his ultimate glory, you whistle by the
I'm
graveyard?
over it, dude. I don't care anymore. It's not a big deal. It's not personal to me anymore. It was personal to me 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. She's about to marry a millionaire.
Okay. No, Go ahead and marry him. I don't care about you anymore.
Okay. But I still follow you on Instagram.
I still loved all your failed relationships.
Right. I favorite and looked at all your photos.
But
you put
then
on
she,
Instagram.
right, exactly. And meanwhile, Kenny, you never found love. You aren't even dating. You're at home. You're basically Mel Tucker in a hotel room.
Right.
And you want to sit there and you're all pumped up now.
No.
What?
She got herpes. I was like, good, she deserved it. Now I can move on with my life.
Hold on, time out. Now hold on. You understand where I'm going with this?
I do.
Kenny, Ken Holland is on easy street. If he's a figurehead, he's basically a kept man. He gets to stay at home and swim all day.
Yes.
She goes out and makes the money.
He's a lame duck
And
GM.
Kenny,
And you're homeless.
You had me until you said, but in past years,
Right.
when he was bounced, I took
I
joy
did,
in
and
that.
now I'm over it because it was years ago.
But
It
you
doesn't
can't
matter.
get over it if you never found love.
Sure I can. I just did.
How? You didn't make the playoffs.
See, Kenny, you got to add in this. You brought up the article about the step back that the guy wrote about for the Detroit Red Wings, which makes his statement of 10 years true.
Yeah.
And now he's about to celebrate.
Yeah. Tell him, Jesus. Yeah.
Steve Eisenman hasn't been here for 10 years. You can't make that argument.
Well, hold on a minute. If Kenny Holland goes to Edmonton, wins the Stanley Cup, you haven't made the playoffs yet. What if Ken Holland's prediction comes true and it took your personal Jesus a decade?
Yes, if it
Oh,
takes
it's a men's league.
If it takes Steve a decade, that's a failure.
Well,
it's
it's
an
year
absolute
6, Tito.
failure. I agree. It's year 6. No. The sooner I get that drop deleted, the happier I'll
You can't.
be.
No, you can't. That's not fair. Kenny, okay, people, I want to invite you to the conversation. I admit when it comes to sports, it's just, I'm spiteful. Real life, I'm not. Once I'm done with you, I'm done with you, and that's it. But like sports, I can't have Ken Holland be happy.
See, and I was believing Kenny all day. And Kenny, you lost me when you said, but in previous years.
Right.
Rico, you can think what you want about me. I'm living free and easy, man. I don't care.
I'm just saying, because I'm like, okay, you know what? Kenny's been mature about it. He's like, yeah, he's not doing this. But you know,
Like Kenny, if you
last year when he got bounced.
if you're in the playoffs and so are the Oilers, I might be able to work my way to your understanding. The point is, things aren't better. Things aren't any good.
I mean, look at the last years of Holland. Things have gotten a little better since then. We had to dismantle it and build it back
Wow.
up.
Well, I know, so sad.
Kenny, you're looking at her vacation photos and you're like, well, I didn't want to go there anyway.
That's not at all what's happening, Rico. I don't know how you can make that argument. I have no feelings in my heart for Ken Holland.
So you don't want their failure?
No, I don't. I don't care. I don't want or not want their failure. I don't care. I'm apathetic towards him and that team. I just want Connor to have a cup because he deserves it.
Fascinating. 248-539-9797. This is tremendous. You know, Kenny majored in apathy at OU. You've heard of people majoring in ideology. Kenny has a master's in apathy.
Minor in copiism?
Copium.
I actually believed him until he said that.
Like any coach who fails with the Giants or any GM. You think I wanted to see Ernie Accorsi? Or you think I want to see Dave Gettleman happy? No, I don't care. Now, if the Giants win a Super Bowl, I don't give a damn what the hell Dave Gettleman's up to. But while I still am terrible, and I'm still fixing the mess that Kenny Holland made, and is insufferable, well, it takes them 10 years to rebuild. We're living it. This son of a beeswax is Connor McDavid, and he's floating around a pool. I don't care that he doesn't really do anything. That upsets me even more.
That he gets his name on the cup. Again.
And he's going to get another job opportunity to go to Columbus. Okay, that's all. We will get to the people. And I'm glad you reacted the way I did to his remark. Well, in years past, I did spite root against him and enjoy his failure, but now I'm okay. Based on what? Not making the playoffs?
Now I look like that meme. Huh?
You're Nick Young. Yeah. All right.
Everything's fine.
Mix and match menu starting at $6.99. Mix and match has never been tastier. It's Hungry Howie's. Very simple. They've expanded it to damn near the whole menu. Whether it's the flatbreads, the salads, a medium one-topping pizza, or anything in between, $6.99 each. Mix and match. Dinner on the table in 20 minutes. Perhaps you're celebrating Kenny Holland's success with a mix and match dinner. I mean, after all, isn't that what we all should do, Kenny? Look, never settle for less, unless you're a Red Wings fan, because apparently less is acceptable. 8 different flavored crusts, Hungry Howie's, best in the game, that mix and match menu. Order off it tonight, only at Hungry Howie's. All right, to the people. Kenny, not ours, but a different one, will lead us off here. Ken, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, this is Ken in Southgate. I do not want Ken Holland to win anything. I don't want him happy. I don't want to see Connor McDavid win anything. I don't want to see a Canadian hockey team win anything.
That's right.
So, yes, I'm as spiteful as you are, and I totally agree.
Now, what do you
Ken sound like Al Capone in The Untouchables?
Bro, I want him dead. I want his house burned to the ground. But Ken, hold on. I want you to tell me, so do you believe what Kenny Cott is saying here, that in years past he delighted in Ken Holland's failures, but now he's doing this heel turn where they might go to the Stanley Cup final and he goes, I don't think about Kenny Holland?
Personally, I can't. I mean, he's Kenny Cott. He can be how he wants, but me personally, no, he ruined our team in my opinion in those last couple of years. And, I just don't want to see him have any success whatsoever. And really, I don't root for any Canadian teams anymore anyways. I haven't rooted. I relish in Toronto getting bounced every year, and I relish in not having a Canadian team since 1993 win a cup. It's been awesome. So that's just the way I feel about it.
That's fine. The Toronto thing I understand, but, no offense, but living in Edmonton, come on. I kind of pity those people. Let them have some joy. Yeah. Jesus. If you don't like Toronto, that's fine. Or you find Montreal snooty, or Vancouver. Okay, what the hell Edmonton or Calgary do to anybody? I don't mind if those people win a cup. Gee whiz.
That's all they got.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about Ottawa. I don't know anyone who's ever even been to Ottawa. Am I supposed to hate Ottawa?
No. I think Ottawa falls into that category, like with Calgary and Edmonton.
I think the Brady Tkachuk stuff 2 years ago when they bounced us and crushed our hopes. I think a lot of Red Wing fans still harbor resentment.
I harbor resentment because that's where the Islanders hired Rick Bowness from. All right, let's go to Tom, that bulbous head idiot. Let's go to Tom, 97.1. Tommy, how you doing?
How we doing?
Good, Tom. What's going on?
So if I told you your ex would go to playoffs 7 of 11 years, and they would go to the conference final 3 times. Okay. They would go to the Stanley Cup final once before we got to see any sort of success. You'd be pretty upset, wouldn't you?
So I'm struggling to follow. So my ex-GM.
You guys are talking about the wrong ex-girlfriend. 2013, Jim Nill left the Detroit Red Wings,
Dallas,
and went to Dallas.
Okay.
And
so
Jim Nill was alongside Ken Holland for the entirety of the Red Wings' run of success.
So
Jim
in essence,
Nill was the brain trust.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like what people used to say when, Joe Dumars' brain left for Milwaukee. It was John Hammond. Same principle.
Correct.
Okay. So, Tom, let's have some fun then. Now the Western Conference Finals are here. You have 2 enemies. So you're actually okay with Holland. It's Nill you want to feel pain.
I think Ken Holland was the buffoon that they put in front of the microphone all the time when Jim Nill was the one they didn't want anybody to touch. If you look at Jim Nill has turned Dallas's roster over twice. He's transitioned from one of the greatest American players at captain right into Jamie Benn. He acquired Tyler Seguin in a bold deal from Boston. He switched from Bishop to Ottinger and found and developed a goaltender.
So it's almost like he did. It's almost like he did everything Yzerman's been unable to do.
Exactly, 100%.
Oh, no. Is that heresy? Am I in trouble now, Kenny?
No, you're not in trouble, but he's right. He just keeps finding guys. It's crazy.
Hold on, Tom. Can I say something to Kenny and then I'll rejoin you momentarily? Kenny, that's why you hired Yzerman. He's supposed to be special. Okay, Tom, continue.
I just think when you look at all of the late-round draft picks that Jim Nill has hit on in Dallas, and you look at the lack thereof in all of the Red Wings draft buffoonery from 2013 on, the picture becomes a hell of a lot clearer.
I like it.
And you continue.
I like it. This is good. This is opening up my heart to even more hatred. This is great. Now I can just spite watch the whole damn Western Conference final. I do want McDavid in the final. I do. And if according to Tom, I'm rooting for the better side.
Wouldn't that be great television to have the greatest hockey player alive right now?
Yeah, and then I want Kenny Holland when he rips his pants off on TV and it says F Kenny right on his little undies. That's what I want. And so.
Stevie Who on the back.
Stevie Who right on his dungaroos. Huh? How about that?
You're so angry about it.
He just rips his pants off. It's a men's league. Let me know how neutral you are on that topic. No?
No, we're gonna move past that.
Okay.
I don't want any part of that.
Let's go to Alex, 97.1. Whoa, boy. All right, hold on. You may want to check on Alex. He sounds like he's in a heated debate with someone at work. We'll go to Paul, 97.1. Paulie, how you doing?
What's up, fellas? Hey, I understand the end of his career. He wasn't what he used to be, Kenny Holland, but to bag him to the level you guys are bagging him, it's like, really? He was part of the cup runs. He was part of the 20-some years. Unfortunately, the things changed in sports, the market, the way players were signed. I mean, it's a different animal now, and the guy's having success because he made some good moves in Edmonton. You got to give him a little bit of credit. And he was instrumental in 20-some years of success here. The same people that are calling bagging Kenny Holland are probably the clowns that like Stafford or want to bench Goff. I mean, it's just, you could see if the guy was here for a couple of years and then everything just was bad. But fans don't know what to do right now because we've never experienced the Red Wings like this for some of these fans.
No, and I'll tell you what it is. Paulie, I'll tell you what it is as well, just for me. I'm at a point, I think we're at a little bit of a crossroads. We hired, allegedly, Superman, right? We hired the home run, grand slam, can't lose candidate, and he's special, right? And the problem is,
absolutely,
we're headed to year 6, and there ain't nothing special about this. And it's scary, and I'm getting bitter, and I don't want anyone who doesn't wear a winged wheel happy. I'm starting to get annoyed. I admit that, Paul.
Oh, and it's understandable, but if you look at teams that are now there, I mean, look how long Connor McDavid's been on bad teams, and now he's having success. The turnaround time is not like the NFL and the NHL. It does take time. And when the Wings keep getting screwed on draft picks, meaning they don't get those high ones that they should with the draft,
hang on now.
It takes some time.
Okay, agree, but Paul, I mean, the last caller, Tom, said it. You know, you got Jim Nill nailing late-round picks, developing goaltenders. Now, I will agree with you, Paul. You can't turn it around in 2 years. Probably not 3. But can we at least agree that if I told you today in like July of 5 years ago when Yzerman got hired, that 5 years later you will not have experienced a second of playoff hockey? Would you have believed that and been accepting of that?
No.
Okay.
And it does suck, but we try to be I mean, hey, look at the Griffins. They're still in the playoffs. We got a good farm team. I mean,
that makes me so excited right now. Woo! Happy.
So happy. You should be watching the Griffins more than the NHL right now.
Paul, I'll be watching the Flint Tropics later, too, to make me feel better about the Pistons. Come on, Paul.
Hey, well, the Flint Tropics would be better than the NBA, I'll tell you that.
There it is. There it is, the anti-NBA hockey fan. Had it on my bingo board.
I tried to get him to the front of the line, but it didn't work.
It's a good call. I'm enjoying the conversation. And you're a deadbeat liar, Kenny. All right, listen. Beautiful weather. It's summer. It's road trip season. The 24 Terrain starting at only $279 a month for 24 months. The 24 Buick Encore GX Preferred, $229 a month, 36 months. Both $19.99 down. New stock daily. Just go to MarinExpress.com. And the best part, the certified service. You get the loaner vehicle. You don't waste all damn day waiting around. It's fast, it's easy. It's MarinExpress.com at Moran Buick GMC, where you always get the best price, period. On Telegraph, just north of Eureka and Taylor, or at MarinExpress.com. All right, and respectfully, Jeremy Otto, we love you, but I don't need 3 minutes on Caitlin Clark's basketball, okay? You're killing me, Jeremy. You're killing me.
Well, maybe people want to hear about Caitlin.
That's fine, but he damn near held a press conference about a Wilson basketball. Jeremy!
Well, she also pushed Game 7 back, so,
That's because hockey is not in a good way right now. So listen.
I felt so bad for you, Kenny.
I didn't. Not after that Kenny Holland segment. Now I hope your games are on tape delay like the NBA in the 70s. Now, David, I have been promised something. The three of you have said you had something absurd that Rieger said that you wanted to run by me and our audience here at 5 o'clock. So the floor is yours. I am happy to listen, I think.
Well, it comes from an article from Evan Petzel, Detroit Free Press. And talking with Justin Verlander, they asked the question, maybe reuniting back with the Tigers. Justin said, obviously, I think about it. You can come back here, and obviously it has to be on your mind. But as far as signing with the Tigers and coming back, that's fate. I don't know. That's something that's out of my control. It's an unanswerable question. Justin is saying that basically he wouldn't mind coming back. If Detroit would work out a deal, he would come back to the Tigers.
He's 50.
I understand, but he's one of your own that you let get away, and you saw him prosper with Houston. And now you can, you got people who argue what hat he's going to wear in the Hall of Fame. If you're a Tigers fan, would you want to see Justin come back home? You don't need pitching, but it's Justin Verlander. He's one of your own. And he's saying, if you could work it out, I'll come back.
This is what I've waited for? This is what's in my Christmas stocking. The
possibility of getting a Hall of Famer, Justin Verlander, back in the old English D.
This team won't rub two nickels together, and you want to go out and get a guy who didn't he just sign 2 years and like $86 million or something absurd?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, fine. You want to tell me Houston's going to burn it to the ground? You want me to tell you everybody but Kyle Tucker will get dealt? Okay, I might live with this. But let me get this straight. A team that has no need for pitching, much less a guy who's 5,000 years old.
You are correct.
And who makes a ton of money.
Yep.
You want me to then go trade prospects to get said old person who I don't need nor care about because I'm not 12 years old and feelings ain't got nothing to do with business. And you want me on my radio show to sit here with you and talk about bringing Justin Verlander back to the D.
Mm-hmm.
Go to hell, respectfully. What am I? Rieger did this as a radio topic?
Yeah. We were talking last night after his show, and he was just like, yeah, I did this show. I was like, really? It's like, people really respond? He's like, people responded. It was like,
good, respond right now.
And they were like, I was like, what did they say? No, he's like, no, they wanted him to come back. I was like, why would you want him to come back? You don't need pitching.
The Astros would have to pay 75% of his salary.
It's
it's a non-starter if they don't pay basically all of it.
It's the team. The team is just basically treading water. It's the nostalgia. It's Justin Verlander back in Detroit, and that's what the people wanted to.
All right, let's go to someone who's decently gullible, who lets feelings get in the way of quality work. Let's go to the man in a pine knob t-shirt. Let's go to Kenny Cott. Kenny, Justin
Verlander for the third segment in a row. Terrific.
Well, you lied to us about Ken Holland.
Didn't
you
lie.
Deserve that.
No.
Listen, Verlander's your youth. Verlander provided you with some of the great moments of your life that don't involve lunch meat or weed. So help me understand. You don't subscribe to this, do you?
All of these memories happened before I was old enough to drink. No, I don't. That happened forever ago.
Okay.
And that's in the past. He's 100. We don't need pitching. We'd rather spend assets on hitting. Is there anything else that I'm missing here?
No, Kenny, that's why I can't believe. All right, first of all, I have no problem they ask Verlander the question. And I understand. He's got a no-trade list. I've heard that whole rumor that the Tigers are one of the teams he'd be willing to go to. Superb. I don't care. Can someone give me one real reason why we would engage in this? We're sitting here begging this team to get a bat. And you want me to trade for Jack Palance, age 87 years old? What the hell are we doing?
248-539-9797. Tigers fans, would you want Justin Verlander back? It's just that simple. Because I had the conversation. I'm like, Jeff, you don't need pitching. But he said that people wanted that. They just wanted him back.
You know what it is?
So that he could retire a Tiger.
It's every reason why. I just think there's a real lack of big-time baseball fans here. This is nothing more than good times theater for these people. Oh, my God, I got to go see Miggy's farewell tour. The only people who had more of a farewell tour than Miggy are Kiss. They've had 38 of them. And you people still rolled out there, and you had moms of 3 wearing little crowns at the game. I mean, honestly. And Verlander, the next time I want to see him in a Tiger hat? Cooperstown. I have no need for this. I think it's complete buffoonery.
And I guess they figured that means that he will wear a Tiger's hat if he comes back here because of that whole...
What does it matter?
Thank you.
You will always have your memories, even if he goes in without the hat or not. Doesn't matter.
He comes back, you get to say farewell to him, very much like you did Miggy, and say, you know what? We love you. You're one of us. Goodbye.
I hate everyone.
I'm trying to be nice, but...
I'm not.
Sorry. You're an idiot if you
fact
really
that
want Justin
Rieger
back.
launched a radio topic and it worked on this type of nonsense, I tell you, have Costa yell at me again about my take about this town when it comes to baseball and the affair with this team. There is some kind of demented obsession, romance thing with this baseball team.
Because
that, by the way,
is so bad.
They never make the playoffs. They haven't won a championship in 40 years. Right now, we're begging them to go out and show me you care. And you still find the nostalgia button? Mm-hmm. No way.
Because you have nothing right now. So, you know what? You might as well relive the glory.
I give this a 0.0% chance. 0. So I refuse. But if you want to talk to these people and you want to sell me this pen, go ahead. My problem is, Rico, even if they needed pitching, he's not a target. First of all, again, the Astros would have to pick up nearly all of his deal. Second of all, what am I giving up for this geriatric wonder?
And that was the other thing that I said, Rieger.
May as well go trade for Charlie Huff.
Right, you're already struggling with, everyday players unless you're going to give up some of your pitching staff.
No.
But if that's the case, why would you give up younger pitchers for him just so you can, he can retire a Tiger?
And what's the point? I'd be trading Flaherty because he's not signed. And now this? No. David, what do Ticket Techs have to say? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
JV equals World Series. Psych. No on JV. We need hitting. Someone says, yes, 100% only if we can get 2 big bats to go with the trade. Otherwise, I don't want the deal. Someone else here says, I hear Franzen's back is better. I think we should go give him
and Marion Hossa fixed his skin allergy or whatever to hockey pads. Let's go get him again.
I'll tell you why you should bring Verlander back, and it's about baseball reasons. Trade Scooble and get a hold of hitters, and then bring Verlander back for peanuts. It won't be for peanuts.
Yeah, you would need Houston to pick. Look, if Houston truly is going to melt this thing down, and they're going to trade everybody not named Kyle Tucker, guys, I mean, come on.
Or you can have Howie. If you're going to dream big.
I do this if they take 75% of the salary. Otherwise, no.
Where does he even pitch? Seriously. And this was a real thing. There were people who actually advocated for this and wanted this.
He swore up and down. He was like, man, people wanted that. I'm like, Jeff, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, no, people want Verlander back in this city. They he's a Tiger. They want him to retire a Tiger.
See,
very similar to the whole
You're telling
thing.
me you're not a serious baseball fan. When does this cease being a plaything and start being fun and real? When do people start seeing the picture clearly? Last I checked, if that parking lot's full, your kids don't get the money. It doesn't go to their college fund. Like, what is the benefit if they're not winning? To us. as people, as fans, as customers? Nothing.
Right.
There's no benefit for us. Why do you subscribe to this carnival act? Every time that stadium was full for Cabrera, I got so mad. And this is exactly that type of thing.
It is.
And it's why I just don't think
Because
we have enough serious people in this town.
Imagine he comes back, he's here, and he retires next season.
You know what, though? Sadly, I don't care.
People are going to be out there.
Exactly. I would be enraged. I really would. I think I would absolutely be furious.
I mean, but just
But then again, I'd be happy because then I could verbally body slam Costa again because it would prove my point. We are not serious people in this town. Oh, but if we win, they'll arrive. Okay. I'm not mad people don't go. I'm mad that people don't get more upset. I'm mad that I don't feel like we have a serious owner. I'm mad that the team doesn't feel like they're trying. And I think people are either okay with it or apathetic about it. But this Verlander thing, I don't care if we're on his I'm okay going there list.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also Justin Verlander represents the good times that you had.
Unless you're bringing
fan.
the actual good times back, I don't want it.
Right.
If your team is just going to be...
Christ, why don't you take the Bally mug out of Osgood's hand and put him between the pipes again if we're just doing retro theater?
If someone says, call Tayshaun, Ben, and Rashid and see if they're what they're up to.
Right. Someone, I'll tell you what, go get the icy hot. Call Eldon Campbell, the shack stopper. Wow. Roll him back out on the floor. You could smell Eldon Campbell 20 feet away. I got you.
Eldon Campbell.
You could smell him 4 or 5 rows behind the bench.
If you had that on your bingo card, you win.
248-539-9797. Rico, take him to church.
Specs at LTU is an extension and a bridge to the future of radio, TV, and media and broadcast professionals. Specs at LTU could be your conduit into getting into this business. You want to get into radio. You want to go into TV. You're a graphics design artist. Specs at LTU is the place for you. So what are you waiting for? You need to be curious. Go visit the website, ltu.edu/specs, to learn more about the broadcast media arts, digital media arts, and graphics communications program through Specs at LTU right here in Southfield on the campus of Lawrence Tech. Find out when that next class is starting. Get your name on the register. But you got to go to that website, ltu.edu/specs, and you'll find out when. You're going to be taught by people who work in the business like yours truly, and with the hands-on approach and expert faculty, you're going to learn the practical skills you need to succeed in today's media industry. ltu.edu/specs. That's where you need to head to, and then make magic by enrolling in Specs at LTU certificate program today.
Companies are out there advertising BOGO offers, ACs, furnaces. There's nothing for free. You want a real deal, you go to Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. They've got you covered 24/7. Locally owned for over 40 years. They back their work with a 5-year warranty. And Mastercraft, your one-stop shop for heating, AC, plumbing, and electrical. They'll beat any price. You bundle a new high-efficiency AC and furnace, you save yourself up to $2,000. Fast installation and great same-day service. Just visit mastercraftheating.com. All right, David. First of all, you missed anything, Odyssey.com Rewind. We covered the biggest story in college football, which is it's just another death nail in that sport. We also talked about Scooble, Cade. Cookies did a good job in the morning with it. We certainly wanted to weigh in, forcing you to trade one. And then Kenny lied to us, saying he doesn't think about Kenny Holland as he might hoist a Stanley Cup. So all of that available to you. This JV stuff. Now, David, what are the ticket texts? In general, what do they say? And then certainly read a few.
Why would we go after Verlander? We need a bat and a bat only. It's a lot of no's here, okay?
Okay, good. So there are people standing with me.
Yes. Same people who want JV also want Stafford back. I can't believe this was a topic.
But you have to believe it is the George Carlin theory. You have to think about how dumb the average human is. And then realize half humans are dumber than that. This is the world we live in.
I love JV, but the only way I take it back to the team is if we get it for $1 million. Other than that, I don't want it.
The idea of giving up any prospect for a player in his 40s on a team that's 7.5 out of first place who doesn't need pitching. I honestly,
what are you giving up?
I love Rieger, and I think Rieger's one of the hardest working dudes in our business. And I know you guys give this guy a lot of grief, but he's aces. But this is not. This I want to kick him in the face. This is really totally unacceptable by Rieger. I love you if you're listening, Jeff, but you, on this, you are a horse's ass.
Well, he'll be here any minute. We can get ready for that show. If they trade for Verlander, that will be my tipping point of understanding this is no longer a serious organization.
You know what it would feel like? A teenager playing a video game. I put no credence into this. I don't care how much, hey, people got newspapers or websites to sell or whatever it is. I won't put any credibility into this. It would be, I'd laugh my balls off. I would be uncontrollable. I would laugh until I passed out if they did this.
Also, after losing 3-8 to the Royals, you want to add a pitcher right now? Try adding a bat.
Wait, you mean losing 8-3?
3-8.
No, that's like how they do it in Europe.
That's how I'm doing it right now because I wanted to emphasize that they only got.
He got it.
They only got 3 runs. That's my point.
Fair. And they were all meaningless because once the game was 3-1, the game was over. Mm-hmm. Then it was 8-1. But I mean, that's wow. All right.
So I take it you're a no on bringing him back,
bro. Go to Justin, 97.1. Justin, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mikey, Rico. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
I think this whole JV to the Tigers thing is absurd. I'm trying to think of a legit baseball reason why you would bring him here, and I cannot think of one.
No.
A team that would take on Verlander would be like the Orioles, someone who's in a title drive, bottom payroll, plethora of prospects could flip some of those for JV to get him over the hump. Or a Dodgers team, title drive, always bringing in somebody at the trade deadline. But here's what really ticks me off is it's almost Memorial Day. We're going against a division rival in the Royals, and we're not having a serious baseball conversation about how this team is in a spot to be contending for the division going into the summer.
Yep.
And, if you take away their little mirage 6-1 start, they're a 17-23 record since then.
Yeah.
Puts them at about a .425 winning percentage. Mikey, that's like 11th in the AL.
I know.
Or something like that.
Justin, here's the thing. If you bring back Verlander, it is simply saying you're trying to sell tickets.
You're a carnival.
People.
You're a sideshow.
You might as well have a barker outside the stadium saying JV's here, JV's here.
And Justin, this is the hard part. I don't want to have the Scooble discussion, but if we're not having that, the one we're having in about a month. Jack, you better wave goodbye to Jack Flaherty. You're not keeping him. What are you going to do?
And I'm a baseball fanatic, so I watch the Tigers, and just based on the eye test alone, I believe that they're the 17-23 team, not the near.
Yeah.
And credit to Scott Harris for bringing in Flaherty, but what else has he done?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Honestly?
I like to have an honest discourse. Okay, Scott Harris deserves credit for Flaherty. All right, we'll put it in the positive, right? How about the fact that Flaherty's on a 1-year deal and Maeda got 2? Well, that's going to go in the negative column, right? All right, well, we got a Frankenstein at third base and the offense sucks. All right, that goes in the negative. You thought Carson Kelly and Jake Rogers was a good catcher battery, Justin. That goes in the negative. Like, you start to really look like, Justin, thank God for Wensiel Perez. And, I mean, that's a guy who was like your 25th prospect.
All of these guys are Al Avila guys, too.
Yep.
Like, what has he done at the major league level at this point?
Nothing.
You want to sell me Mark Canha? You look at his last 15 game splits. He has like a 350 OPS over his last 15 games or something.
Wait, Justin.
He's not the answer.
Justin, you mean to tell me that Mark Canha didn't continue being a 900 OPS player? Justin, hold on. My heart just skipped a beat. Yeah, Justin, I'm with you. But I don't know what else to do. See, here's the problem. If they just whistle all summer and they're 5.5 out, 8.5 out, 7.5 out, I just, that's a road to nowhere. Like, at a certain point, Scott Harris is going to have to put his fingerprints on this. And Rico always says this: the minute you make a big move, you are on the clock. But I'm okay with that. Like, pressure's a privilege. That's why you take these jobs. You don't take this job to just hide in the weeds.
Right.
So if I'm sitting here, I'm going, this isn't working.
Right. If you bring back Verlander, you're trading away pitching, which is your strength, because Lord knows, I'm sure the Astros are saying no, hard no on any of your everyday fielders. It just says that you're kicking the can. You know what? Let's go nostalgia, and that'll buy me another year or two with JV.
What I want
saw
them
it
to
with
do,
Miggy.
I want the Tigers to make serious baseball moves. And look, I think it's pretty clear I have a different ideology than they have, and that's fine.
Right.
I hope I'm wrong, and Scott Harris ends up being right. I want to win.
I don't see
But
the
Rico,
serious move
that's my point, is like
this year.
Well, okay, so this is what I can't stand in this town when I try to have a baseball argument. It's this whole binary thing. Who are they going to bring in? Oh, Matt Chapman. Blah. Stop. Matt Chapman's not the only human being they could have brought in, and nor did I die on the hill. Make a deal.
Get creative.
We just brought up Mark Canha, right? There are plenty of Mark Canhas in the offseason, but there's also Mark Canhas who get dealt during the season. There are ways to address this on the fly without greatly altering or making it injurious to your plan. Yet, I need to be better.
I like that.
Thank you. I just,
No,
listen,
you're right.
when I'm
No.
sitting with a man in a fashion polo such as yourself, we have to up the conversation. But you get my point, is there's ways to, like, if you get a cut, you don't cut your arm off, but you do get a Band-Aid. I would like to see Scott Harris address some of these things and go, like that Luis Arise deal, the longer it goes, the worse it looks. Who was Arise blocking if he plays short, second, third, and both corner outfield spots, which factually he's done in the pros?
And see, I think the worst thing that can happen is this team continues to be about a 500 ball club, because now you're half wet. Now are you going to sell? You're going to buy? What are you going to do? Because you know what? We're going to just ride this thing out. David, I'd rather see them just fall apart and start selling, or get hot and you
start
go buy.
buying.
But playing 500 ball means
it's getting you
I don't
nowhere.
have to do anything.
You're 7 out.
But you know what it does? I'll tell you what it does, fellas. It actually, in a twisted way, if you start thinking about it the way that it seems like, feels like they're thinking, you know, the plan, while it's not as good as we hoped, it's not as bad. See, it's like false hope. And essentially, you get to a point where you've allowed your baseball team and brain trust to punt a season. No, I'm with you. Either just be awful, or let's get hot.
Yeah.
And let's be in a position to buy.
Either put a for sale sign out there or go get the credit card and let's go start spending.
All right, Michigan weather. It's pretty brutal on your roof. If you have questions about it, you need to know what the hell's going on up there, call Victor's Home Solutions and get that spring roof inspection. Their schedule gets very busy. Get on that schedule. The thunderstorms we experience, the weather changes, the heat, the humidity. If you got a problem, I'm telling you, you better get someone out there. And this is the best roofing contractor in the state. More 5-star reviews than anyone. Great customer service. And they're so confident in their work, they will offer you a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Call today, 734-773-1100. That's 734-773-1100, or simply book that appointment online anytime at victors.com. All right, NBA playoffs are in full gear. Right now, FanDuel, new customers, $150 in bonus bets, any winning $5 wager. That's $150 to use on SGPs, live bets, futures. I brought it up yesterday. I do think there are some similarities with the T-Wolves and the going-to-work Pistons from a grit and a grime and a hustle standpoint. Maybe you like them at plus 250. I don't know. Do whatever the hell you like. It's free country. FanDuel.com/ticket to get started. It's FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, David, give us a few ticket text programming note. Tigers do play tomorrow. Kansas City 2:10. I don't know if we're on. It depends on what happens.
If it's a Greg Maddux type of game where it's only an hour
but
long.
Scooble's pitching tomorrow, isn't he? That'll be an hour and 45.
So yeah, we'll be here at
that'll be 1-0.
Yeah, we'll be here at 3:45.
Yeah. Let's check that out of scoreboard, out of town scoreboard, would you?
Someone says, who wants Brady's junk sweatpants? It makes no sense to me. He played in them. I don't want them.
I will never understand it.
It's a conversation piece of saying, I own this. He wore it. Look, I have it, and nobody else does.
Someone else says,
it's a status symbol.
Someone else says, I guess the guy that stole his jersey didn't want to pay for it. That's why you have that, because people want that stuff.
I guess. I've never been into the jersey memorabilia thing.
I mean, but the same holds true for people who get like the super fancy cars or stuff like that. It's like, you're not really going to ever drive this thing. You're just going to leave it sitting in a garage somewhere. But that's it.
It's funny you say that because, the
And
old
bring it
cars,
out for classic car shows.
the classic cars that people get. I saw one on the side of the road on Sunday, and I said, that's exactly why you don't take it out.
Mm-hmm.
You leave it in your garage.
You were delighting in that the way Kenny's going to delight when Kenny Holland doesn't go to Stanley Cup Finals.
One time a year for Woodward Dream Cruise, you bring the car out, get it cleaned, let everybody go, ooh, look at that. And then you put it back up.
On Justin Verlander, somebody says JV is a signing possibility, but I would not want to trade for him, only to sign him if he's a free agent.
Let me ask you guys a question here. Look, 7.5 is not, impossible, but do you feel they're getting in a little danger spot here? I mean,
Yes.
The Guardians aren't slowing down, and the Royals have played some pretty damn good ball, too. My question, obviously, Skubal, any day he pitches, I expect that you're going to win. But, another couple of games here. You're 9.5, 10.5 out or something now. Now you're getting in the danger zone a little bit. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
It's why.
Just like if they end up 4.5 out, we're back.
Right, but it was when you played all those bad teams and you weren't winning the series.
Lost the series to the A's. Lost the series to the Astros.
The Marlins.
Lost the series to the Marlins.
And that's why I say it's fool's gold, but you know what? If you just do your job, you
survive.
You can keep going until all of a sudden you can absorb getting swept by a team because it's no big deal because you got the equity.
Last night is so frustrating because it's Michael Wacha. Those are room service fastballs. And then even I know they were down by a bunch, but you have the bases loaded, torques up, opportunity for a feel-good moment. Just like never. Whatever.
But yes, it is to the point now where it's going to start to get a little tougher.
Yeah, because it's frustrating because you said it, Rico. You're 500, which is what you thought about. Oh, if they continue this in May,
Right. Hang around.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Then you start thinking about the games you gave away to the Guardians, the game you gave away to the Yankees. And it's like, man, if you just did that, if you won 2 of 3 of the series that you lost, like we're having a totally different conversation.
It's a difference between being 3.5 out and 7.5. It does. And I admit, and I understand baseball is a super long sport, but we're here now. We can't do let it play out theater. You have to react in the moment and have guardrails. But you're right, Rico. It's a totally different conversation piece. But I've seen enough now where I can go, look, the pitching's phenomenal. And they've still given away at least a half a dozen games. That is the difference between being where the Royals are at and being where you're
think
at.
about it. If things had broken the right way, this would be a gigantic series if they were playing against the Royals.
Well, still might be.
And it might be. They really, not desperately, but they do need to win the next 2. They do need to bounce back here a little bit. I said, Bob, you end up 9-10 games out of first. You're toast.
Well, apropos of nothing, but that game last night would have been different if Reese Olson didn't take a 111-mile-an-hour ball to the ass.
Yeah, but then they would have still found a way to lose because it's Reese Olson.
Well, probably, but it was 2-1 at the time. Poor thing.
They hate him.
They're waiting for him to turn 16. That's my theory. He's not 16 yet. He's not allowed to have a win.
He must have did something. Like he didn't pick up a check or something.
But I have a question or an answer to one of your questions. Love the question you guys threw out there. I don't know how it came up, who came up with it. Well, you guys, I heard you were doing favorite soups.
No.
So
no.
I'm going to go with chili. Does chili count as soup?
I made a smart-ass remark.
What?
It was not a question.
No. I heard somebody call in.
Okay, that's what he said.
He said lemon rice chicken.
I made a smart-ass remark.
And then
I said
chili.
If you're not going to talk about your baseball team, then I'll have Kenny list his favorite soups.
Oh, you weren't doing that as a topic?
You're going chili?
Not.
Now, does chili count?
No, I don't care.
Without beans.
With beans.
That's not chili.
What is coming up next? Please, God, just say something about a ball or a
really
puck.
Didn't do that topic?
I did not.
You did.
I did not. Nor did I
Damn
do.
it.
It's hot outside. Do you like it?
248.
248.
Lord,
Nor
is
did I
it
do.
hot
Have you
out.
been to the Sphere? 248.
But-
Nor did I do. Would you eat a milk dud? 248.
But would you
no,
wear
I
your
did none of
seatbelt on a
those.
plane?
Would you
Would you wear your seatbelt on a plane?
I did do
Was that
Spite Store
Jansen?
Ken Holland.
Yeah, that was
I
Jansen.
did do Scooble Cade, who you gotta trade.
Oh, I
one
like
of the
that
two.
one. I do like that one.
We also did the ridiculous Jaden Rashada story to start the day.
Oh, the guy
Biggest
who's
story in
suing
college sports.
Florida or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
No, the seatbelt on the plane. What did he say? You shouldn't have to?
He says he doesn't.
John dies on weird hills.
He says he puts it on and take off. He puts it back on when they land. But other than that,
Okay, can I make a confession? And this scares me that I pretend like I put it on. I like pull it over and then put like a
Right. Okay,
coat
but
over it.
that's different than going on like a crusade where like John generally doesn't have the biggest opinions in the world, but this is the one I'm going to
he
go
thinks
down
it's like
swinging.
violating his civil
I
rights.
don't know.
See,
It was very bizarre.
I don't know, but I got to think like you're tall, so one bump.
Like that plane that had the
and you're right
turbulence
there.
where someone died and then they
Yeah.
showed the bins for the luggage with human skull dents in them. I'm like, I don't know if today's the day I'm rocking a no seatbelt. I'm going to die on this hill, but now, John.
Yeah, that was like Singapore Airlines or something.
Yeah, there was London to Singapore or whatever, and
It dropped like 6,000 feet.
and I don't know if it's relevant, but you know what brand plane it was.
777.
Yikes.
But that is amazing. And I don't do it as a civil liberty thing. I just do it as a comfort level. And if the plane's
Comfort level?
yeah, because you're squished in.
No,
and
you're not.
You want to move around.
Okay,
And,
all right, we're done.
Yeah.
What's next?
Okay, I am
Please.
going to talk some school, but I'm also going to talk about what? He just treated me like a 7-year-old, didn't he? He did.
No, I'm
come on,
laughing at
come
what
on.
you said,
What you got?
like the whole comfort level. That's what I was like.
Yeah. Oh, it's much more
School ball?
comfortable. School ball, and also the newest, greatest one-name star in Detroit
Okay.
by far.
And no Rieger.
No Rieger today.
Rieger's
Okay.
off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Shorter show, but still relatively long show.
We'll talk to everybody. I don't know when we'll talk to you again. It depends on the Tigers tomorrow. We'll see you when we see you.
Wait, do the
97.1.
Tigers play tomorrow? Oh my.